the moment where you don't need is the moment that everything shows up. That's the really magical part right there.
Right.
Once you're in acceptance and living from heart and gratitude, saying, you know what, I have so many things that are abundant in my life. I have so many things that bless my life, because we take a lot of things for granted. On today's episode, we talk about 3 disempowering statements that really prevent you accessing, and all of us accessing, the law of attraction and the great things that we desire in life. Those phrases are, I hope, I need, and I can't. And we give the information behind them and how to change those phrases, how to use different phrases to access the things that you desire in your life. We hope you enjoy. Welcome back to the Healing Works podcast. We're pumped to be here today. Covered forgiveness in the last episode. This episode, we're going to cover 3 phrases that really prevent us from accessing our highest self, accessing the law of vibration, law of attraction, and bringing better things into our lives, bringing the things that we desire. So a couple really cool, some good information on a couple key phrases, and then how do we shift those phrases? Because life is about not only what we feel and think, but it's about the language that we consistently speak to ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. So what are they? The first one is, I hope, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Are you? I didn't know. Are you gonna? I didn't know if you were gonna go through them.
Look,
or did you want to break them each down? Do you want to go through the 3?
Well, yeah. The 3 phrases. Sorry, the free phrases, like a free throw. 3 phrases are: I hope, I need, and I can't.
Yes.
Those 3 phrases really are dammers. They dam us up, right? They prevent the flow. Not like dam, like D-A-M-N. Well, I could do that. It does that too, but like a dam, it dams us up and prevents the flow of water. It prevents the flow of electromagnetic frequency. It prevents the flow of energy in the body. It prevents the flow of our heart and brain producing high-powered electromagnetic frequencies to access the quantum field and bring to us like frequencies.
Yeah, it really puts us in a state of lack.
Right.
When someone says, so let's take the first one, I hope. It's like, I hope this happens. It's, you're sending a message out vibrationally to the universe. So like, I don't believe that it will, but I'm hopeful that by some miracle that maybe at some point, it's a real unsure statement. That's like, I have no reason to believe this is going to happen, but I sure hope it does.
Right.
So I think that with these 3 phrases, if you kind of take note maybe over this next week and realize maybe how often you say them, I hope, I need, and I can't, and catch that and turn it around and make it a habit to align yourself with a phrase that is of a higher vibrational frequency. It's rather than maybe I hope, it's I believe that, this good fortune will come my way, or I believe that it is possible that this, and this, instead of I sure hope that, this can happen for me at some point in my life. It's a real unsure statement that the universe is like, well, I can only deliver what you're a vibrational match for, and you have no belief in this good thing that's going to happen or that you desire. So I can only match what you're putting out there.
Right. Like you're literally saying, I don't believe good things are going to happen in my life. Mm-hmm. Right. And like you said, if it does, it's by some magic miracle that things just, the stars, moon, and the sun align and randomly something shows up. But you're not operating in faith or belief that things are possible. And what happens is when you do that, when you say, I hope, I think a lot of people do it in prayer, I think a lot of people do it just casually. I think a lot of people do it all day long. You know what I mean? Like, instead of believing that, like, yeah, I've put myself in the best position possible and I believe it'll happen.
I believe, or I know that, whatever needs to happen will happen for my greatest good.
I know I'm going to get this promotion, or it's going to be something better.
Yep, exactly.
Right? And that's the phrases we really need to adopt. Like, I know this will happen, or something else better will happen in place of it.
Right.
Right? That's operating with faith. That's operating with belief. That's operating with possibility. When we say, I hope, the real word we're using is we're operating in impossibility, right? We're not operating in what's possible. We're operating in what's not possible.
We're operating in deprivation.
Okay,
we're
there you
really
go.
depriving ourselves of the possibility. And when you reframe it and rephrase it to, I believe or I know, what that allows to happen vibrationally is you're telling the universe or God, source, creator, that I'm open to whatever is going to happen for my highest and greatest good.
Right.
So if it is a promotion, or if it is whatever you're looking for, it's this or something better. And I know without a doubt, I believe that it is happening, currently happening. It is on its way.
Right. Yeah, it's shifting that frequency, because when you're saying I hope, that frequency of lack, of despair, of what did you say?
Deprivation.
Depravity is going out into the universe, and all the universe, God and universe, can return to you is more lack. And that's those times where, things keep showing up that you don't want. And it's like, why do these things keep showing up? Well, what are you saying to yourself all day long? What are you feeling all day long? And what are you thinking all day long? Right? Because as soon as you say something like, oh man, I hope I can make more money so I can pay my bills, or I hope, this relationship works out, or I hope that, I don't lose my job, or I hope that, when you say these phrases, as soon as you utter those words, boom, emotions attached to it, boom, thoughts start generating from that specific phrase. And it's not good emotion. It's low vibrating emotion, and it's not good vibrating thought either. So what's going to happen is those are going to go out into the quantum field, and you are going to receive a like energy. So you've heard the phrase, speak it into existence. Yes, I love my job. I'm grateful for my job. I'm open to new possibilities coming my way. I'm open to, making more money. I'm open to better relationships. I'm open to, growing and improving myself. I'm open to becoming a better version of myself. I'm open to becoming more grateful, so that more gratitude shows up. Like, it's a simple shift, a simple twist on the language that we're using. Right.
So with that one, with the I hope, if you catch yourself saying that, turn it around to I know or I believe, and find a statement that's true for you. Maybe it's not, I know I'm going to get this promotion. And then you're like,
I believe I'm going to make $1 million. Like, maybe it's too far out there now.
But I believe that opportunities are available to me.
Right.
Or
And sorry, the only reason I said I believe I'm going to make $1 million because everyone is capable of making $1 million. But it's, if you're focusing on 100 grand and you're starting to say, well, I believe I can make $1 million, you could. But I'm just saying, yeah, I should probably just delete that from the whole podcast.
No, it's fine. Anyway. It's fine. That's, I know where you were going with it, but it gets it into a whole different.
Right.
No, but I just, keeping it into, I know and I believe, and finding statements that are true for you. Not trying to say something that isn't true for you. I know this is going to happen, and everything is fighting against it, going, I don't believe it for a second. I know it's possible for me to improve every day. That is absolutely, and that is something that you could really start to think about and find thoughts and a vibrational match to make that true, if that makes sense. So it's like, okay, when you say, I hope this is going to happen, what we're doing subconsciously is kind of building our case of why we believe it won't, because bad things always happen in my family. We aren't made for, we always have bad luck, or, you've got your whole case of why it's true that you hope that it happens, but here's all the reasons why you really believe that it won't.
Right.
And you're probably right about that,
Well, you are right about it, because you're right about everything you feel, think, and speak.
Right.
Right.
So if it's I know, then
it's gonna come to pass. So you may as well start changing that into the things that you want versus the thing that you don't want. Right. And back to like the $1 million, like I believe that people should believe that, but I love going to the gym. If you're benching 100 pounds right now and you say, I believe I can bench 500, will that eventually happen? Yes. But in between, we have to set those incremental goals and what's possible to reinforce that belief too. Right. So.
No, that's absolutely true. So, we just want to give you some ideas, and it's like everything that we talk about. It's a skill. It's your habits. It's conditioned responses, and so catching yourself and noticing how often you say "I hope," and then reframing it every time you do it. It's a win. It's a victory.
Right. Okay. Second one is I need. And they follow the same, it's the same idea, right? But when speaking of things and you're saying, oh, I need this to happen, are you speaking in positivity? Are you speaking in belief? No, you're not, right? You're saying, if this doesn't happen, then I'm in big trouble. I need this extra money to pay my bills. I need, these things to show up in my life so I can be happy. I need, even in prayer to God, like I need these things, like, help me with these things. Please bless me with these things, whatever in your prayer meditation. But that frequency is again, of a lack frequency.
The universe wants to reward us, wants to provide abundance. But if we are in that state of, it's another state of deprivation, is I need.
Right.
And so when we stay in that state and we say I need, the universe gives us more things that deprive us to reinforce where we're at. It's just it's the law of the universe. That's how it works. And so you're fighting against it. Such an abundance that's available by staying in that lack, and it's by choice. I mean, maybe you're not aware of it. But when you can start to turn those around again, then you align yourself with that prosperity and that abundance rather than the continued lack of saying, I hope and I need.
Right. And we just need to change that phrase from I need to what? What do we change that to?
I desire.
I desire. I'm grateful for these things showing up in my life.
My life is... I experience prosperity.
Yeah.
I'm abundant in. So wherever you want to increase, rather than saying, I need this, I'm grateful for, I desire, I'm abundant in this, and I'm grateful for more.
Yep. Yep. It's really just turning that to gratitude. Even I hope. It's all shifting it to gratitude and leading with gratitude, saying, I'm grateful that these things are showing up in my life. I'm grateful for the simplicities, and I'm grateful for the things that I have currently. And I'm open to more things coming into my life, which will enhance gratitude. But I'm so grateful right now that the funny part is when we don't need anything, right? We need that phrase, I need. The moment where you don't need is the moment that everything shows up. That's the really magical part right there.
Right.
Once you're in acceptance and living from heart and gratitude, saying, you know what, I have so many things that are abundant in my life. I have so many things that bless my life, because we take a lot of things for granted, right? We take many things for granted. We take vehicles for granted, the homes we live in, the heat, the AC. We take, the food we have. We're always in that perpetual state of wanting more. And there's not a bad thing with wanting more. It's just if we're skipping over the gratitude in being ungrateful to want more, that's where we shift into that lack. So,
well, I think a couple things with it too is when you say that statement, I need, if you can stop and go, do I really need? I mean, if you don't have it now, you really don't need it. That's
Right.
just the bottom line.
Right.
If you needed it, you would have it. It's just how things work. So when you say I need, and you stop and go, wait a minute, do I really need it? No, I don't. So if I don't need it, then I just desire it, and that's okay. But back to the gratitude is we don't get more if we're not grateful for what we currently have.
Yep.
So whenever we say we need something, we're saying I don't have it and I'm not grateful for what I do have.
Yep.
And so it's a huge opportunity to turn that around and realize we don't actually need it, that we desire it, and that's okay. But then to give thanks for what we have so that we can build upon that. Because again, the universe or God is, we're here to learn lessons and to bring balance to things, to harmony and, order, and to recognize the wholeness that we already are. So if we think we need something, that insinuates we're not whole, which is inaccurate.
Right.
It's just our lack of awareness toward that. So when we can catch that, turn it around, realize it's not actually a need, but maybe a desire, then we can go back to gratitude and build from there, give thanks for what we do have, and then say, and also this, I desire this and this and this, and I'm grateful for the prosperity and abundance that I already enjoy, and, here's where I'd like to increase that.
Yep. And I'm grateful that it is increasing.
Mm-hmm.
And another, like a really good analogy, I think, for a lot of us is when paying bills. Mm-hmm. When paying bills, like paying the mortgage, paying the cars, the big chunks of money that we work, that we work hard for, and watching, 2/3 of our income go to a house payment or, the statistics, instead of looking at the bank account when it's, in typical fashion of paying, a large sum of your money for a house payment and car payments. And then, it's common to look at your bank account and be like, oh, crap, I need more money, right? Mm-hmm. Try this month in paying your bills. When you make that payment, say, man, I'm grateful for the money in my bank account that I have to pay these bills, and I'm open to more money coming my way. Right? A completely different phrase, a completely different sentiment, a different feeling, and that will drive different thought patterns, right? Instead of what can't I do or what's not possible, what do I lack? It's what can I do, right?
Well, that's coming in the next statement.
Right. So, and that's the segue. And the last phrase, and it's not the only three phrases, but these are the most common, is I can't. Like, what is so wrong with I can't? Oh, I can't, make more money. I can't, lose weight. I can't gain muscle. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't succeed at work. I can't, I can't do it in these relationships. Like the problem again in saying I can't is what Henry Ford said it. Is that Henry Ford, right? If you say you can, or whether you say you can or can't, you're right. Okay,
yeah.
there
Whether
you
you
go.
think you can or you
Okay,
think
I
you
said
can't,
say,
or can't,
but
or
yeah,
can't.
same thing.
You're
Whether
right.
you think you can or can't, you're right. And that's the bottom line, is because if you think you can't, the possibility of it happening are slim to none.
Right. And this is the most negative of the three statements that we're talking about today. So again, catching yourself and maybe how often you say it, or maybe you don't say it often, but you say it often enough that it is disruptive to your alignment, to your abundance. And you really don't know the power that you have until you try something. And it really does unlock that potential that you're holding yourself back with. And, if you do actually say that I can't, maybe throw a yet really fast on the end of that statement. I can't yet. I haven't, because you can. And, I was reading a meme or a story probably on social media the other day that was talking about, you really can do anything that you want if it was a priority to you. I can't perform surgery, but that's because I haven't gone to enough schooling to learn it and I don't have any experience in it. Could I? For sure. I can't fly an airplane because I'm not trained in it, but could I learn? For sure. So a lot of times when we say we can't, we probably actually really could if we prioritized it and learned how to do it.
Right.
So
we can.
Absolutely we can. And really your external world reflects your internal state, which is a law of correspondence, right? So when we get that right inside, then our external world reflects that, and we really can do whatever we desire.
Right. And we should link it in the show notes. I'll send it to Blake and Mel, the producers, the YouTube video that we played for one group call. At the end, it says, the guy's like, very motivational, about 5 minutes, talks a lot about, I can't versus I can at the end.
The human spirit.
The power of the human spirit, and that we can't be held down. The only thing that holds us back is ourselves. And at the end of the video, he says, I can. And it just, like, if that doesn't get your heart pumping, get you pumped up, we gotta check your pulse, because we'll link it in the show notes. Great motivational video. I'm not sure who put it together, but one of those conglomerations of different people speaking different parts. And but at the end of the day, you can. Like George McFly, great person in history.
Yes,
Love George McFly. But anyway, George McFly, at the end of Back to the Future 1 said, if you can put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. Right? And that's the
maybe
power.
a turnaround of instead of I can't, I can, or I am. I am currently working on it.
Yeah.
I am not prioritizing it, and that's why I haven't, made a lot of progress. But, that way it's coming from a positive place of empowerment rather than disempowerment. So I am.
Like instead of I can't focus on gratitude, I am focusing on gratitude. I'm working on becoming more grateful, right? Any phrase that starts with I am is a creation phrase. So the words that follow I am are going to resonate in the body, the subconscious, the heart, the nervous system, and your conscious mind. So if you say, I'm tired, I can't do this, this is too difficult for me, your body's going to believe that. That will attract to you the same reasons as why you haven't been able to do it in the past, right? That's going to reinforce past programs.
Yep.
So we need to start. The most effective is to pause, shift, and reset, get that heart pumping and heart rate variability up, choose peace, choose gratitude, choose appreciation, then say, I'm going to do this. I believe this is possible. I can do all things, with God's help. I can access the power of my heart. I can choose in the moments to display consistently good habits, which will create greatness, right? How do we create greatness? Is be consistently good. So let's start shifting these phrases. Let's start being accountable to self.
Yeah, let's take the I hope and turn it around to I know. What was the other one that we said? I know, I believe.
I believe.
And then the I need, when you find yourself saying that, I desire, and then give thanks for what you currently have.
Right.
And then I can't, or, change it to I am.
Yep. I am.
Those are the tidbits for the week.
I will. I am working on this.
Yeah,
I'm open to things working out in a different fashion. Like let's replace these three phrases with enhanced phrases that Altee just said. Let's work on those. Let's focus on those, because where our focus goes, our energy flows. There is no reason dwelling on what I can't do. We need to be dwelling on what I can do. And that brings to light the ambitious questions. We call them ambitious affirmations. You look at, if you're spiritual, you look at the phrase, ask and it shall be given you. Well, what are you asking? Right? If you're asking and saying, well, this isn't possible for me, that's an ask. Is it going to happen? No. Ask and it shall be given you. We need to ask the right questions. We need to say, hey, what's possible for me? That gets the brain in a creation mode. Why is it so easy for me to accomplish good things? Why is it so easy for me to develop good habits? Why is it so easy for me to feel gratitude for everything I have? Why is it so possible for me to make more money? Why is abundance so easy for me? Why is love so easy for me? Why is kindness so easy for me? Right? These why phrases, these why questions start to open up possibility. Ask and you shall receive. We'll ask the right questions. I just mumbled that. Ask and you shall receive. We got to ask the right questions. And that doesn't start with I hope. It doesn't start with I need. And it doesn't start with I can't. It starts with, gosh, I have so many blessings in my life, so much gratitude in my life. Why is it so easy for me to be so at peace with everything going on? Why is it so easy for me to become a better version of myself, to attract the things that I really desire? Why is it so easy for me to access my heart and my expanded mind and my expanded consciousness? Why is it so easy for me to do all the things that I want to do? Why is it so easy for me to take my family on vacations that will, enhance our relationships and visit the wonders of the world? I mean, I'll keep going. I'm getting a little passionate over here. So use these phrases, ask the correct questions, turn that dial by 1%. It really it's not that big of shift, but in the simplicity, that's where the greatness and the glory is found. So again, thank you for listening to the Healing Works podcast, where we raise your vibration by opening your hearts and your minds to different possibilities and different potentials. Thank you for listening.